welcome in, and happy Tuesday! Happy Tuesday, everybody! Oh boy, new music, new game! Oh boy! We got the new music in. Hope y'all were excited and hyped up by the, by the epic starting soon music. Caesar! Good to see you, Caesar! How are you? Welcome in. Grima, Danny, Dark, Squid James, Caesar, welcome in. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. Metal Spider, welcome in. Congrats on that 100 stream streak as well, Dark. Congratulations. Maddie, welcome in. Mega Rock, welcome in. Hello, hello. Third game in the lineup and one of the more crazy. Agreed. I mean, if you saw the ending of the last game, then you definitely know it's only gonna get crazier from here. So... Squid James, thank you for that 3 stream streak. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on. The line didn't work. Hold on. Let me refund those back to you. Do a quick refresh of the trigger fire. Think I need to... Hold on. Think I need to go into the void for a sec. Hold on. Just a quick sec. Alright, here we go. Yay! I fixed it. Hello, hello! We went into the void. Hello! But now it should be fixed. Once the cooldown finishes on that Dark, you should be able to try that again. It will break tomorrow because class, but thank you for the 3 stream streak, Danny. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Strap in, chat. You're in for a treat this time, these trials. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna put an announcement on this now. The cases in Ace Attorney from here on out contain imagery or dark material as well as what else did it say? Void X Death. Potential triggering events. If you are uncomfortable with any of these topics, please leave the stream for your own comfort. I've been waiting for this. Oh my goodness. Yes, the emotes are now fixed. More surprises coming? You'll have to wait and see. Momentary side note, I love X-Death's VA in Dissidia. Oh, you mean Final Fantasy Dissidia? That's where X-Death is from. Okay. Alright, hold on. Let me pin this real quick. Let me see if can I pin this? Yes, I can. Alright, I'm gonna keep that there. So that new people joining the chat will see that as well. I would love to stay, but unfortunately I'm in school. Ew, so I have to go back. So I have to go, but just know I'm officially back and we'll be back for streams now. I appreciate it, Caesar. Don't worry about it. I understand school and life happens. But thank you so much for coming in today. It was good to see you. Stay sharp. Oh, goodness. Alright, with that out of the way. Oh boy, are you guys in for a treat with this game. I know some of you are going to be very, very happy. Especially with the first case. Some of you are going to be very happy. Because let's just say that someone makes a comeback. I won't say who it is yet. You'll have to wait and see. And no spoilers in chat if you already know. So, no spoilers. Oh, goodness. I am very excited. It has been... This is now the game that I've had the longest time of not playing, I think. Other than the other trilogy, which we will play later on. But, my goodness, this is an epic third game for the original trilogy. And it is... Whew, it is action-packed, it is intense. Like I said, like the last case of Justice for All had some pretty disturbing imagery. Yeah, this has some disturbing... This game has disturbing imagery in at least all of its cases. So, that's why I pinned the thing there. So... Deck, welcome in! Goodness gracious. Can I actually join you guys for this one? Yay! Awesome! Good to see you! Hope you're ready for an adventure. Strap in, chat. We're gonna... Yeah, TNT is really up there. Oh yeah, definitely. Katsuki Bakugo, welcome in. Hello, hello. Good to see you. How are we doing today, Bakugo? Good to see you. Goodness gracious. I am pumped. I am so pumped for this game. I'm good. Glad to hear that. I am very pumped for this because... Whew! I can't say it yet though. Dang it. Arya, no spoilers. Alrighty though. It is about that time for us to get started. I will get the game finishing uploading here. And we shall switch on over. Ace Attorney. Ah, there we are. I was like, wait a minute. Why it take you so long to load? It's like, wait a minute. Game. Alrighty though. It's time for a new game. Time to get into it. We played, for those of you who are new and just joined in for the Ace Attorney streams, welcome. We have finished Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and last week we just finished Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Today, we are starting the third one, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Now this game is going to be epic, and I hope y'all will enjoy it. Cause look who's here! Look who's here, chat! Look who's here! It's Mia! Well, actually, a younger Mia. Oh no. OBS? Don't you dare. Oh yeah, are you ready, gamers? Oh yes. We are ready. Because now to step into the past. Because I can say this now that you've seen it. This is one of Mia's very first cases. So, ooh, we're getting into the thick of it indeed. Play Turnabout Memories. I'm back, Mia! Hi, can you choose 3 or 4? MKS. What do you mean by that, MKS? But welcome in, MKS. Good to see you. Alright, Turnabout Memories. Here we go. Number? What do you mean, number? You mean case number? Yes, we get to see Mia in the early days, indeed. Like choosing number 3 or 4. If you're talking about case numbers, then no. We cannot pick that at this point. Right? We haven't even played through case 1 yet, so we're just getting started with game 3, so Oh no, just random. Then go with 3. Alright then. Play Turnabout Memories. Alrighty, let's go. Here we go. How did I get into this mess? Oh, why? Why did I do that? Oh! Who's that? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
Yes.
You're lying.
Transpired after the body was
Just
found,
listen.
for example. If
There's
the witness
something
is
you
asked
need to know
testify,
about
they can't refuse.
the girl.
That is another rule we have.
Oh my gosh, the Edra line on top of it.
I'm
Don't
thirsty.
talk about her like that. Oh. Danica, welcome in. Oh no! It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Lyra, thank you for the hydrate and welcome in. Good to see you.
5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Wanted to make sure you stay hydrated during this intense scene? Oh, absolutely. It was intense. April 11th. Wait. This was literally 5 days before today's current date. The irony of this. Phew. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Hey, Marvin Grossberg! Haven't seen him in a while. Haven't seen him since game 1. Yes, he's in red this time, not orange. Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my apples. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that. You see, I mean, of course I have. I think.
Take care, Lyra. Bye.
Marsh, welcome in as well.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody.
Hey, Phoenix! What's up? Why are you here? What's going on? Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Poor Phoenix. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. Yes, Mia wasn't always the great lawyer we thought she was. We all start from zero. Exactly. Yeah, this is gonna be a long one. Thank you for the stretch.
That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Ooh.
Jerem, welcome in.
It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself.
I know, right? It's adorable. April 11th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 2. Oh, look, it's Winston Payne.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you? Yes, well... You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Saint Seiya, welcome in!
Seeing young Nick after we've seen adult Nick all this time is cute.
Yeah.
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look.
Ray Jarrett, welcome in as well. Everyone looks younger, yet the judge, it looks exactly the same. Exactly.
Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well, well, well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon.
Can you stop patronizing her? This is why Payne is the worst. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Oh! Yeah! Yikes! Like I said, disturbing imagery. Ooh. Ooh. Smug idiot Payne doesn't realize the situations he's in? Oh, definitely not. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. Is this an epilogue episode or something? No, this is the beginning of the next game. Your Honor, you see, chat wasn't the one who raided Arya's fridge, it was the mods. Oh my gosh, Frizz. Welcome in. Good to see you.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Either way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is, this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will.
What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Ah, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I do.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole case file.
I'm doing good, Frez. How about you? Ace Attorney Origins.
Yep. My hemorrhoids are beginning to rack up. Now, see here. Details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. Yep. If we look at the autopsy report real quick, I already know what it is. But cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Alright.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, here?
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay.
Now then, will the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
Electrocution! According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some kind of new superpowered
stun gun? No, he used a metal pipe. The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood? What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
The rookie killer, huh? Except... No, it's according to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. Oh my gosh.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, we now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
Ooh! My favorite theme! They still use it in this game, which is awesome. Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so be sure to go over it all.
Ah, this theme is so good.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
Be prepared, chat. This would be the reason why there was bad blood. This woman right here. Remember her. Remember her. She is very important. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on that much, at least. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swamp. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. Saint Seiya, no spoilers! No spoilers!
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself. Well, Miss Fay?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you do before you are arrested. Oh, I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, Doug Schwab.
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was... Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor.
Oh! The cross-examination theme! Woo! I forgot how... Oh. It's not, like... It doesn't seem like there's much to it, but... Ooh. It's so good. Ooh.
I admit I was there. But no, I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer.
It looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination? He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradiction.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statements would conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client!
Even if he is your client, in court all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying the testimony just now? That there was a lie? A contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination if you please, Miss Fay.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Boy. Very high tension in scene. I know the contradiction, but I shall not say. Alright. Oh goodness, that scared me for a sec. The noise. The boom! That scared me for a bit. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe? Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew that guy to begin with.
That's right. I mean, why would I even...
But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, Mr. Wright?
No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
You sure about that? You see that? Well, on the back of his shirt, not on the back of his jacket. But I think this is the only thing we can present here, so...
Objection!
Dr. House said once there's a universal...
There is still more to be discussed. Yes. What transpired after the body was found, for example.
Hi, Edgeworth.
Witnesses asked to testify, they can't refuse. That is another rule we have.
Oh, goodness. I didn't get British from Doug. I didn't either, but I forgot about that entirely. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack?
Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Mr. Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back.
Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing.
I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me.
Please forgive me! Ah!
Wow, I forgot that Phoenix was that dramatic. I forgot that he was that dramatic here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Phoenix.
Mia, you've made our client cry.
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took over the counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have the medicine with you right now?
Well, actually I seem to have lost it somewhere.
He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X!
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Oh dear. Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped it by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record.
Crime scene photo 2 added to the court record. Even the objection line of pain is terrible. Oh, it is. It is. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
This is really bad. Oh my buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids. Oh dear. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a minute, and then around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. And Pain is even more awful? He is a pain, indeed. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, Marsh!
Fialalan Marshadow 7 cheer Dex 10. Oops. Sorry, I dropped bits all over the courtroom floor.
Thank you for the 10 bits. You better pick those up before the judge throws you out of the courtroom, though. You better pick those up. He probably ain't gonna like that. Alright. Let's continue. Phoenix went from being a witness in a crime to becoming an actual lawyer years later. Quite the character arc. Indeed. Are we pointing the guilt on the boy because of a medicine brand? Alright, let's see. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind the building. Hold it!
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicted you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of Ivy University. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? What about the pharmacology department? I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department.
Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though.
A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. Thank you for the hydrate.
That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere.
High-voltage cables?
Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. Highest voltage cables run overhead, around the roof.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Enjoy your break! Doug has a lab. Or did he find Umbrella's secret lab? JK, oh my gosh. We going Resident Evil there? What about the bottle of Cold Killer X? Lost it around lunchtime, huh? High voltage like the Smash song from AC/DC? No? I don't think so? On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
You can never be too sure.
I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death.
I see, Megarok.
And the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. Oh, what do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
I can establish it. I'm so used to seeing Phoenix as the attorney, so why is he on the witness stand? This is 5 years earlier, when he was still in college. Your Honor.
Yes, Miss Faye?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Oh, we're back to this theme again. Nice.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Tell me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
What do you think this is? High voltage electricity.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
Well, naturally, it's right here.
What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then the high voltage cable?
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of his death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Love the smug smile Mia has when she's in control like that. Oh yes, indeed. Oh, the back march.
That certainly is true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what was it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
Ah! You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim toward the severed electrical cable.
Order! That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg!
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty from the first time I saw him.
No! You're wrong! Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor!
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case.
Oh, there we go.
You have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright?
Huh? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye.
Whoa! The sprite change! DBC, welcome in. Ooh boy, the sprite changed.
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute. Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need to further...
I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you were to continue seeing her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen. There is something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes. I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Objection! Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay. Won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim.
It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Why are you keeping talking about your hemorrhoids, Mr. Grossberg? That's not necessarily like, ugh.
That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true.
Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Mia just called Phoenix a doofus!
Oh my gosh. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't give up, Mia.
If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Savage Mia indeed. Savage Mia indeed. Alright. I heard some kind of loud noise.
A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
How's the case coming? Good so far. I think we need to ask for some more details.
Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kinda like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
That's awesome, Panhead. Glad you had a good time.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well, of course it's important.
This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for.
Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. Thank you for the stretch.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
And now we have an umbrella in the story here. And we have evidence that proves that he's right. Ta-da! But wait. The umbrella is all the way over there. Ooh. There's something there.
Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on. If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No! Ooh, the pursuit theme! No, this is not the pursuit theme. This is telling the truth. My bad. This is the telling the truth theme. But still good.
Order! 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 The victim. He moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo. Where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Umbrella, owned by the victim, found broken near the electrical pole at the scene of the crime. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There is simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No! Ha ha ha!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Phoenix's testimony. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened.
Well done, Mia.
Hee hee. Hee 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 hee.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Ooh.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Mia with the hair swish, indeed.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me.
What?
Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me on the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this." So she gave it to you as a present. I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a bottle, all right. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Dahlia's present. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Alright, bye, Pinhead! Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay sharp! And welcome back, Dark. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always saying the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was! But how did you...
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases. Am I correct?
Newspaper clipping. An article from August 28th, almost 8 months ago.
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough for you. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you! I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. To be continued! And the jingle! Woo! Alrighty! Marvin Grossberg is actually a good guy. Marvin Grossberg is actually a good guy. Alrighty, though. This seems like a perfect time for me to take my break real quick. I will be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back to continue on with this case. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. BRB! Alrighty, everybody, I return. Ready to continue on with this journey of oh boy. Oh boy, I saw the chat. The gears in are the gears in your heads turning? Is your brain cells firing? I wonder who could be suspicious. I wonder who could be suspicious. I wonder. Ah! It's Deck. He threw the metal pipe. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alright. Let's move on. It's time to meet the lovely young lady.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. And there she is.
What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt
I'm thirsty.
take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that! Thank you for the hydrate as well. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all. It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I am a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Mia! 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 Oh my gosh! Mia! Why am I laughing so hard?
What?
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh, I need water. Mystery Angel, welcome in. We are doing well. We're just laughing at a reference that Mia just made. Oh my gosh. Oh. Phoenix Wright roast attorney. Yes. Yes, Deck. I agree. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh man.
The Mystery Angel joins the guild.
The Mystery Angel, thank you so much for that follow and welcome to the Shadeslayer Guild. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Welcome in. Alright. Anyway, we need to move on, otherwise we won't finish. Sir? Is there something I can help you with?
You just go ahead and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of
Professor,
mistake.
it's all gone cuckoo loco!
It has all gone cuckoo loco. It has all gone cuckoo loco. Oh my gosh. I'm
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
Alright, here goes nothing.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Ducky, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Ducky got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madame Fey.
Madame? Madame? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Oh boy, and they are sharp as knives around each other. Yikes. Suddenly, he got all wobbly and just collapsed, huh? Why am I having a hard time buying that? Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
I press her for no good reason. I know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Well, what do we do best? Phoenix said he pushed him, that's why. Grandma Mia, yeah. Well, she didn't like being called a grandma. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never!
Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting, Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw.
Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
Really?
Oh, it didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
Wait a minute. What about Phoenix's testimony? The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when it happened. Oh boy. Hold it. Objection! Hold it, there's a contradiction. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
Ooh, the hair swish again. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah!
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning! There was lightning! Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Dog Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't... I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution had done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne. Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
Who is this affidavit from? Affidavit.
Affidavit!
Who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their lab that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment run on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Ha! I can't read!
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable.
The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m. Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on April 9th at 2:55 p.m.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Oh boy. Ah.
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum.
Hold it! If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Oh no. Well, there's only one person it could have been. If it had bumped into the wire, it bumped into the pole, then, well, there's only one person it could have been. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:45 p.m., which fits right into Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. Objection! Not quite. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make any sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order! Order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. All right. Here we go.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. cable snapping and Ducky being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
Are you sure about that? It all occurred in less than a minute, huh?
So after being shot, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
I smell a bold-faced lie. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. Sure about that? You sure about that? Look at the time of death. A little after 3. I wouldn't say that was right there, Dahlia.
Objection!
That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Oh, I wasn't kidding when I said remember this woman. I was not kidding. This is nonsense. The real murder. Even you can't deny the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Fay, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. She's been waiting for this. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fay. Now then, Miss Fay, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
Do you have to ask? Do you have to ask who it was? It's obvious. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How? How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing the whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order! Order! Miss Fay! What? I mean, why? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Thank you for the hydrate.
Oh! Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. You, what is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Ah! Leave my Dolly alone! Hmm? That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh, it was Grossberg. I was right. Hi, Grossberg.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You'd better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Ooh? Ooh? You hear that, chat? Ooh?
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor,
May I interrupt you for a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Ah, don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, but please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
Oh, I believe that girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. I must find it. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Here we go. Ooh, the Allegro. Ooh. I love the music.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It was like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. I've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-dovey, we literally make people sick. It must be jealousy, I think. Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
All right. Let's do it. It's like we were destined to meet, huh? What a coincidence! The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. Well, we don't have a choice. Keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
Really? I think it was something different.
Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria.
Let's see. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne was a suspect. Ooh. So this isn't her first rodeo. Objection! Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in the report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the coolest thorn.
But Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. You go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, you. You really lit a fire on my heart. And my buttocks.
Please stop mentioning your butt.
I can hardly tell you which is more inflamed. My spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Stop it! Mr. Grossberg, please stop! Oh my gosh! Ugh! Yikes! Ugh! Gross! Ugh!
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I would have even known where to get a poison like that.
Remember who she was dating 8 months ago? Who was she dating 8 months ago?
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne.
But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. Diego? No! Not Mia! Dahlia! Who was Dahlia dating 8 months ago? And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of its cross-examination. She was dating the victim, Doug Swallow, who was a pharmacology student. Pharmacology! Think about it. Oh. What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Aha, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing.
All right, Dahlia. Let's see, where was it? I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Really? Really? Are you sure about that?
Objection!
Not even your former boyfriend who was a pharmacology student, You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Oh, boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. This is Mia's second trial, Dark. Technically. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology. His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. Eden, welcome in. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Ha ha ha! Oh, and here's the pursuit theme. Damn it. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You. No!
Order! Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless accusation. May I say something, Madame Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that.
Provide some evidence or I will have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia in the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
Container, huh? What kind of container? Maybe this container? You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It really is quite cute. But what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
Order! Order in the court!
Objection!
On behalf of Dolly, I object!
Phoenix! Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... it's because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck.
My necklace?
Back there in the waiting room. You said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
Full moon, welcome in. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she...
I don't believe you. No! That's a lie!
The defendant! He's getting away!
Bailiff, hurry, after him!
Oh boy.
Mia, are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness.
Oh no! What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone!
What? That's terrible!
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just give back the necklace.
I ate it. I forgot about that part. You what?
What?
You ate it? It was too big to swallow. I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. What the? What? What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop this trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some kind of poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overreactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No! There must be some mistake! The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's all right, Rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Oh! Mr. Wright! Go, Phoenix! Let's go!
I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the dam at Doug Swallow. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened about 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could have only been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that.
Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous!
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down beside him.
What?
told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, this is... The defendant is... Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Dog Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she's desperately wanted to get back. Therefore... Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
She was never planning to kill Doug Swallow. She was planning to kill Phoenix. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of an electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you, Miss Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to the incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
Oh, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true!
Poor Phoenix.
Feeny, what a joke you are.
And there she is. Her true colors.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace.
Oh. And there she is. Oh.
You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
Well,
Hey, old man! Are you senile or something?
What a hag!
yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
I will have order.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
Amateurs.
I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No!
You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present evidence. Impossible! You can't possibly! Stupid woman! It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
How about a nice bottle of cold medicine, huh?
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run to the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime.
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate.
That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared.
With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X.
This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime. Including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours.
For the time being?
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge. I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Yes.
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne, and I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said. There, it's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? You see, yes. And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? My hair is flying off, my beautiful hair! No! And there goes the hair. Goodbye! Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Ha! You lie. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Fay. Yes, Your Honor. Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne, This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? Ah! Hi, Silver. It can't be true. Oh, poor Phoenix.
Poor Phoenix.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty!
Let's go.
Axel, please. The name's
Amazing.
Lee.
Mission complete.
Got it memorized?
Thanks for the Lee line. Thank you. And thank you for the GG.
This court is adjourned.
What about the power of ranking?
Later, Donald, later.
Mia, you were wonderful in that.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Oh my gosh! Stop! Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them? Please! Please!
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. I was thinking.
Go on.
The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the dolly I know, but would never said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something.
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Eesh, what kind of company does this guy keep?
Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. There's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time.
And we know who that is from the first two games.
I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we can see each other again someday. Maybe even in court.
Aww.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can still hear her in my mind.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. That is a story for another day.
The end. Alright, and a brand new episode is at... Ooh. Who's that? Who be that? boy. We'll have to find out next time, though. Who the new guy, indeed. New husband. Not mine. I like him, but not like that. Alrighty, though. Next week, we'll be continuing on into episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. Dun, dun, dun! By the way, Arya, where are Nick's parents? Nick's parents? Why is that being brought up? I don't think that has any relevance right now. Still feels like a threat was left in the air just now after the demon's last words. I know. I know. I want to see young Gumshoe. Maybe you will at some point, Dare Dark. Maybe you will. That was eventful. Oh, yeah. And that's just the first case. That's just case 1. Oh, boy. Y'all are gonna be really shocked when it comes to the next ones. Oh, boy. Ah, man. It's gonna be great. Alrighty, though. Funny thing, when a guy I followed played this, he went male demon voice when Hawthorne lost her cool. I like doing the demon voice for Hawthorne. Just switching from the cute and innocent Dahlia Hawthorne to becoming a literal demon. The first case was my second favorite case. Oh, yeah. Doing voices sounds really fun. It is. But you have to take care of your voice afterwards. Alrighty, though. Next week we will continue on. Let's see what problem Mia gets herself into in the next case. No, it won't be Mia next time. It will be back to Phoenix. It'll be back to Phoenix. I can tell you that. We'll be going back to Phoenix. So, the flashback is over, everybody. For now, anyways. Ooh. Alrighty, though. Let's go ahead and find somebody to raid before we head off today. Let's see. Who shall we raid today? Who is live? Miori is live. Miori is playing Honkai Star Rail right now. What's she up to? What is she up to? Ah, doing some sim universe or something along those lines. And she's using a other person's Star Rail account right now. That sounds pretty fun. Poor Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix has been through a lot. I appreciate that, Jerem. Thank you. Alrighty, though. Let's go ahead and raid our friend Miori Shiba. Yeah, you really feel bad for Phoenix here. If you're headed over to the raid, please type Shadeslay Raid in the chat below, using either of our raid messages, or make one of your own if you feel free to do so. Alrighty, though. If you're headed over as well, be sure to follow all of her rules as you would mine. And once again, as always, have fun. Alrighty, tomorrow there is no stream as I do not stream on Wednesdays. But Thursday, we will be back into playing Professor Layton and the Last Spectre. We have to put the Raven's body back together. So, excuse me. So I hope that y'all will be very excited for that, because we have more adventures and more puzzles to solve as we continue on in the village of Misthallery. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you all on Thursday for Professor Layton. Bye! Stay sharp, Shadeslayers!